Welcome to another episode of A Fighting Chance. We've got Salvador Garcia, the one and only. How's it going, my man?
It's going great. I'm very happy this week.
What are you happy for? What is there to be happy about? Let us in. Let us in on your secrets.
There's something that's looming. There's something in the air. You know,
some kind of magic.
Yeah, something like Charlie Olive's fight week. You know,
this is the triple threat weekend for me. This is my birthday weekend. This is followed up the next day. We've got UFC 280, and then the day after, I'm just gonna wrap it all up and get married.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, why not be the? I'm going 5 rounds. I might go 6 rounds in this whole marriage.
I know, right?
Yeah,
you got an action-packed weekend.
We will find out.
Yeah.
But dude, I couldn't be more excited for this weekend, especially because of the one and only UFC 280 that we all have been looking forward to for months now.
I'm even more pumped I get to watch it with you for the first time.
Dude, we're gonna literally it's gonna be the highlight of the entire weekend. It's just gonna be us together sitting watching. Yeah.
Birthday. UFC 280.
I told your dad, I was like, I'm looking forward to everything this weekend so much, but nothing takes the cake more than, of course, cake itself, but more than cake, the UFC.
You know, I have to make a little callback here. Did you ever finish those Publix test cakes that you guys got?
Dude, I finished those in like 2 days, and then Emily's teacher friends threw her like a bridal shower today. They surprised her, and she brought home like 18 more cupcakes, and I just had 2 of them. And yeah, I'm not gonna be able to fit in my suit on a Sunday.
They're setting you up, bro.
Yeah, man. They're like, oh, life's over. You're getting married. I'm gonna plump you up real good.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for a heavyweight fight coming up pretty soon.
You're gonna fight Tyson Fury.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the next guy to get. I'm gonna be the next guy to get knocked out by Deontay Wilder because that was good.
Man, he looked great, right?
Yeah,
he's a savage. Definitely, I think the whole Fury thing kind of obviously it tainted his reputation, but outside of that fight, I mean, you know, it's kind of too big to not just jump right into.
Dude, this is what we need to jump into. There's nothing more that we need to talk about.
Yeah.
Besides, I mean, what are we going to talk about? Henry Cejudo? Like, come on.
You know, I was watching the Redeem Team documentary on Netflix last night, and Henry Cejudo was in it for like a split second.
Dude, I mean, he's making noise. We can't deny that.
Well, it was the footage of him winning the Olympics in 08. So it was old footage.
Was it good?
The documentary?
No, I mean, the fight when he won the Olympics, was that good?
Oh, I don't know. I was literally like a 1-second clip showing him like celebrating because they were just talking about Olympians.
Do you care about Olympic wrestling?
It's not that I don't care. I've just never watched it before. I've never, yeah. But I mean, I'd watch it
for sure. But yeah, we're not going to talk about Henry Cejudo today.
No.
There's way more important things.
I mean, he's kind of wrapped in all of this. There's 2 big bantamweight fights that he's been linked to all of those guys to fight. And he
would go for the Volkanovski fight, I think, over all of that.
It looks like Volkanovski's going for that Charles fight. I don't think he wants anything to do with featherweight right now.
I know, it's pretty exciting too, because I like how we're calling it the Charles fight. We're just assuming that Charles is just going to dominate.
That's true. Yeah. My bad.
Yeah, I love. No. I'm with you on this.
Yeah.
Are you? Well, what is your prediction? Let's just go right for the cherry on top. What is your prediction for what is going to happen in the main event of UFC 280? Break it down for me.
So specific, what would happen? Like round everything.
Everything. I want no. Don't tell me who's gonna win. Tell me how the fight is gonna play out, my friend. Go. Give us the goods.
According to what I think, and the knowledge that I've acquired.
Yes.
I believe.
What do you believe with your heart?
I believe that this won't be an easy fight, like Charles is saying it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it'll be maybe 3rd round.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Oliveira, and this is a hot take here.
I like it. I like a hot take.
Rear naked choke. I feel like Islam's gonna shoot. He's gonna spin around his back or something crazy and sink in RNC.
But like, okay, lead me up to the point. Like, what is he shooting because he like believes in the takedown? Is he shooting in like a panic kind of mode? Like what? Like did he just get stunned? Like what's happening?
I think it's gonna be a rough couple first rounds for Charles. I think he's gonna get taken down, and obviously he's Charles Oliveira, so he'll make it tricky also for Islam.
But you think there's gonna be a wet blanket on him for two rounds basically?
Kind of. I think he'll be busy off his back. Trying to go for stuff, but I feel like third round, he starts to kind of warm up, and maybe Islam will shoot. And I know they don't shoot lazy shots, but maybe a lazy shot and catches him. But I think either way, if Charles is going to win, it's going to be a finish. I don't see it going 5.
No, I agree with that. And you're pulling for Charles for sure.
Yeah, I can't not. I don't mind Islam, but
for sure. But in your heart, is it like your heart and brain are aligned with this one?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be going against myself to root for Islam in this fight. So
cool. Just
instinctually, I'm like, I want Charles Oliveira to win.
You want him to, but your brain also tells you he's going to win too.
My gut, and because I go by my gut.
Yeah, well, it's my gut and my brain are the same thing. So
yeah, it's a little fearful, but I have confidence in Charlie Olives that he's been in these positions.
Break me down on the reasons of why you have faith.
Because hasn't shown anything to not let me believe that he's going to figure it out.
And has Islam shown you much? Like has he proven that he can compete against people like Charles to you?
Look, I think Bobby Green is a great win. Dan Hooker is a great win.
But they're not Charles Oliveira.
But they're not
right.
Well, they're not even top 5 wins. They're not even top 15 wins technically.
Yeah.
So I think there's a different level, and no disrespect to Bobby Green, but like, who's gotten a title shot off of beating Bobby Green? It's
Bobby Green didn't even have time to prepare for that.
Exactly. So really his last like proper win against, and even I guess you can't say Dan because Dan was short notice too.
Bobby Green's in a little bit of trouble right now.
Oh really? What's happening with Bobby Green?
He got a little USADA pop. That's why he couldn't fight with Jim Miller.
Yeah, I saw that he accepted it, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, he opened his supplement cabinet and he had all of the supplements.
Yeah, that sucks. That guy's been through a lot. I hope he figures it out.
It was so funny because while he was doing this video, he's like, I've never done drugs. He's literally smoking a joint in the video. It was hysterical. I'm like, okay, like what is happening? But
he's pulling pranks.
Yeah.
So we went through my assessment of how main event goes down. What do you got?
I like it.
What do you got?
I've been watching everything. I've been listening to everything. I've been listening to all these coaches, Javier Mendez, Habib, Ali Abdelaziz. They've got a lot of belief in Islam. I think that Charles is going to get it done in 1 round. 1 round. I think he's going to stun Islam on the feet like he's never been hit before with these accurate shots, hard shots. And I think Islam's going to go for a panic takedown. And he's going to get submitted in 1 round. 1 round is done. It's over. Charles is a different guy. He's got a different level of not that Islam's got a lot on his side as far as the legacy, this whole story like of getting this belt in Abu Dhabi, becoming the new champion of Habib's division. Like he's got a lot going for him of the story. But I believe that there's another story to be told. And that's Charles's story. And I really believe that these accurate shots are going to hurt Islam really, like more than he's like the way Justin Gaethje broke it down. And for me, it's like I go with that until I'm proven wrong, because to get on the Islam train it's an unproven thing. Like just because he's like been climbing and on this, got this grappling and everybody talks about him like he's the next guy to take over Habib's reign. Like we still haven't seen any of that happen. Like we've seen Charles beat Justin, beat Michael Chandler, beat Tony, beat Dustin Poirier. Like these are top elite guys, And for me, it's like I can only back that because that's real stuff, So I'm taking that approach and I'm going for what my heart and my gut, and they want a first round finish. I want like, yeah, a cool back and forth would be fun. A long fight would be fun, but him just dominating him in the first 2-3 minutes would really be amazing. And that's what I'm going with.
Yeah. I mean, I think to your point too, like, I feel like the pressure is all on Islam.
For sure.
Charles really has nothing to prove here. He's beaten every top 5 guy and been at the top for like the last 10 years or whatever. So I really think it's just like a legacy fight, like to just add to the legend of Charles Oliveira. But Islam has a huge test in front of him on Saturday.
Dude, Charles is over there walking lions.
I know, bro. And he didn't even look scared.
No, he's over there. He's over in Islam's territory, but he's claiming that part of the world as his own right now as well. He's going in there like, this is my town, this is my fight. Like, and the thing is, like, there are not that many UFC fighters who have broken through the way he has who can't speak English. Like, he really resonates with people who don't understand a word he's saying. We just hear his heart, and we know the champion has a name, and his name is Charles Oliveira.
And he talks really fast. It's impressive. I've never heard someone speak Portuguese so quickly.
Really?
You haven't heard Charles?
No, I have, but I mean,
talks so quick.
Dude, all languages that I don't speak, it just goes through my head.
It's mush.
Yeah, it's like, you're dumb. Yeah. That's what it tells me.
But it is entertaining to just hear him because of how, like you're saying, he does convey the emotion really well.
Dude, the real question is his translator, that awesome, I forgot his name, but he's amazing. Is he going over there?
I'm assuming, that they would have him. Or maybe one of his guys from camp.
Dude, he is the best. I forget his name, but he's been, throughout this pandemic, this guy has been, I was even watching an interview on him like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, because without him, you really wouldn't be able to grasp these fighters' personalities. Like the way that this guy really, he dives all into the act. It's really fun.
I looked it up, and he's been donned the Giga Chad translator. It doesn't tell me his name. It's just, that's all it gives me.
Well, shout out to him.
Fabiano Busquet.
Yes. Well, shout out to Fabiano, because he truly, for a guy who's just listening, you make me feel part of it. So thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it. But yeah, man, I'm really hopeful. I'm really pulling for Charles. Islam's cool. I think he's great. I think he's got a lot of fight left in him after he gets brutally knocked out or submitted or both. I think there's a good future.
There's still Eagle FC. I mean, like,
they've got a good, for sure. They've got a good team. They'll come up with a new plan for him. But man,
go ahead.
What? No, I was just gonna say there's so many fights like in that division that even are on this card. Like, I mean, like you got Volkanovski waiting for something to go wrong. You've got Beneil and Gamrot just hanging out, like these awesome fights like that, because that fight really matters too.
And the boss basically said that, like, that's next. Winner of Oliveira Makachev.
But it's like, okay, then if something amazing happens with Chandler and Poirier, like, I feel like he'll change his tune.
Nah, because they've gotten their shot. And I think Volk's stock right now is the highest that it's ever been.
Yeah.
And unless he wins that double champ thing, I think it's the highest it will be. So I think he wants to capitalize on it now. Because Poirier's got a shot, Chandler's got a shot. Poirier's got a shot twice twice already.
Yeah.
So those aren't fights that I'm sure he's like, rushing to make again. They both got finished. And Islam is a very unfavorable matchup for both of them. Volk, on the other hand, nobody's been able to crack the code.
What
and
is
I think
it?
that's what makes that fight so entertaining.
Is it his speed?
I think it's a mix of his strength, because he's very strong for his size.
Mhm.
He has really long arms, despite being kind of short.
Okay.
He has like the same reach as Max Holloway, for context.
Oh, okay.
And he's very fast. He's fast and strong. So it's like all these mix, and his IQ is really great. He's kind of like the ultimate fighter, and no one's been able to really like put it on him. Maybe Ortega or Max in the second fight, but that's what makes that lightweight fight so entertaining. It's really like a who knows.
Who's the third guy doing commentary this weekend? We got DC. We got of course Anik.
Paul Felder.
It's gonna be Paul.
Yeah, Paulie.
Nice. That's
I
good.
like that.
I like that as well.
I like a little break from Joe Rogan every once in a while.
And we cannot have DC and Bisping together.
No,
dude,
they haven't right in a while.
That's what the last time was in San Diego, and it was just tension.
Yeah,
it was really uncomfortable.
I know that DC's commentated for his guys before.
Yeah, that's really rough, man.
This one is like this is not just one of his guys. It's just like,
all of his guys.
He watched his kid grow up.
Yeah, so how's that going to be?
I don't know. I wouldn't want to commentate.
Wait, okay, we've got DC commentating for Islam, and we've got Paul Felder commentating for Sean Brady, which is one of his guys.
Yeah, but Sean Brady's not fighting for a championship on Saturday. It's like a different. And Paul's never really showed too much bias because he's had guys that have fought.
You're right, man. Because Paul Felder, when Pat Sabatini fought, which is also one of his guys, and then the first 30 seconds, and he was fighting Action Jackson. Man, okay, Paul Felder just went silent, because he was just like he was hyping Pat up so much before the fight. He's like, you have no idea, this guy's a problem for the division. And then the fight starts, and then it's just
30 seconds.
DC. It's like DC and Brendan Fitzgerald just talking, and it's like, whoa, where'd Paul Felder go?
Yeah, that's a rough one. That's rough because he just got starched. It was like there was no fight really.
Oh, it was a fight.
But
it was a beatdown.
I think Paul just likes violence. He just likes blood.
He likes liver and violence and
and
triathlons.
Yeah. It's a scary individual.
Yeah. But that's a good team though. I do like that on commentary.
Yeah. I like that. It mixes it up for a pay-per-view card, because it's been the same lineup for a couple pay-per-views already with the DC, Rogan, and Anik.
Yeah, and Joe would never go over there.
Why doesn't he want to go? I don't this is a huge card.
It's a huge card. He could fly there private. He could literally basically sleep on a bed on a plane, if he wanted to, and just go to another part of the world that I'm sure is awesome. The parties that are there are probably incredible. There's you got Andrew Tate on his yacht over there. Why not go hang out with him? He's hanging out with every single fighter right now, which is honestly, I was telling David the other day, the smartest thing for anybody, marketing wise, who's been canceled recently, is go hang out in Abu Dhabi with every UFC fighter and get on their vlogs, because they're going to be partying with Andrew Tate. And that's the way to get your name still out there. So,
and who's going to go against the word of fighters? Everybody's scared. It's all right, bro. If he's back, he's back. I don't care. Just don't hurt me.
Yeah, this guy's clean.
Yeah. But with Joe Rogan, it's not like they're going to some, weird part of some random country, and it's
right. No, it's gotta be amazing.
They're going to Abu Dhabi. It's a beautiful place. I want to go there.
I do too. It's gotta be ridiculous. The amount of money that's over there. It guarantees probably beautiful women, beautiful hotels, amazing restaurants everywhere, just beautiful scenery. It's got to be ridiculous.
Yeah, and from what I've seen, they're really accommodating to visitors and stuff. They enjoy it, obviously, because they're making a lot of money. But they're welcoming to guests.
Dude, I looked up when I thought I was originally getting married like a few weeks before this week, I originally like looked up like having my honeymoon over there and being at UFC 280.
Oh, that would have been the greatest honeymoon of all time.
Emily's like looking it up. She's like, "Would we be okay over there?" I was just like, I don't really know what that means, but yes.
Would be okay. That's the most okay you'll ever be is in Abu Dhabi.
We'll fit right in.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, I
"Is it 'cause
definitely
I'm Jewish? What do you mean?
Dude,
You'll be fine."
Yeah, that what a freaking that was. We've just only talked about the first fight. There's
more
whole main card.
There's
Dude.
more. We really should talk.
Wait.
Let's start. Like how we normally go through the entire card. I think we should spend majority of the time on the main card for this one.
Yeah, we'll go top to bottom.
Yeah, go. Ooh.
Yeah, switching it up. Catching your drift.
Little T to B.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Personally,
yeah,
this is the fight I'm most excited for.
The one we just talked about, or the one you're about to talk about?
No, the one that I'm about to talk about.
Really?
Which is Aljamain, the Funkmaster Sterling, versus TJ Dillashaw.
Needleshaw.
Yeah.
Why is this one the fight that you're most excited for? First of all,
they're both two of my favorite fighters, so getting to watch either of them fight.
You just called awesome. One of your favorite fighters Dillashaw?
Yeah, because it's funny.
Okay.
For the comedy, I mean, you know.
But if he's one of your, okay, cool. Yeah. Who do you prefer out of the two?
Aljamain Sterling. So I think I said this before. I love watching TJ fight. It's not so much him, you know.
Yeah, you did tell me
But I like Aljo. I watch all his videos. His clips are really awesome.
You started to recently, right?
Yeah, and I've been watching. I've been a fan of Aljo for a while.
Don't you think he's doing a great job, like right now with his content?
He's in Abu Dhabi right now making content. Like
for sure.
After training sessions, he's like, "Yeah, I ran into Peter Yan today." He's like, "Dude, this is crazy."
But in general, like the last few months, like, don't you think he's been doing a great job?
Oh yeah,
dude,
he's getting way better at it.
Dude, I'm somebody who will admit, because we are human and we can make a change.
Right.
I'm telling you, a year and a half ago, I was shitting on this guy every chance I could get. Like with the whole taking the knee to the head thing, like come on, don't be a baby. No, that's not but not for that reason. But like, but seriously, man, I knee to the head. Who cares? Yeah. Seriously, man, I was not a fan just of his whole demeanor. Like I would listen, like it just did nothing for me. And he started putting himself out there on YouTube, and in a real sense, I really like him. I think he's wonderful. I think he does a great job. I think his channel is great. I think he's fun. I think he's he doesn't take himself too serious. Like the jokes he cracks, like even if they're not that funny, I'm with him that he's doing it, and I'm with him like on the journey of Aljo being just vulnerably himself and real, and it's done a good job for just to connect with him. It's been really cool, and I'm a huge fan. Actually, it's kind of crazy how you can just go from like being like, oh, he's my least favorite fighter, to now I'm really rooting for him. Like, and not just for this fight, but I enjoy him a lot. I enjoy everything he's been doing lately.
Yeah, I think like that's the consensus, because I remember before the whole Peter Yan thing, he was a favorite. He was a fan favorite. He'd been around for a while. Like he had been on a streak. He almost fought for the title.
Yeah.
Had a couple setbacks, but he's been around for a while and at a high level. So, and I think that whole thing happened with the knee, and then people got kind of pissed off at how he reacted.
It's crazy how that changed everything.
But they're like completely dismissed him as a person because of this one thing that happened. They're like, "Oh, you're garbage paper champion." I think he's one of the best champions 135 has had, that represents the division and the sport. You know, like he's a clean athlete. He has exciting fights. Yeah, he's great on the mic. You know, he's a great champion. And I'm very excited for that fight.
And he was hanging out with Andrew Tate.
Everybody's hanging out with Andrew Tate. Leon was hanging out with Andrew Tate.
You know who isn't though? Us.
Dude, we got to figure out how to get to Abu Dhabi for one of these cards. We got to get in this media or something.
We need the invite.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We have to be at one of these in person.
Mm-hmm.
So you just said that you're a fan now. You're rooting for him. How do you think he gets it done? And is it I'm rooting for him or I think he's gonna win? Like what's?
I don't think TJ has a chance.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I really do. I don't think he has a chance. I mean, think about his last dominant win. What is it, like 2018?
Cody, yeah.
Yeah. So we're in 2022 now, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time, and he's been out of the ring for over a year. The last time he was in the ring, he had his knee torn. He was hurt bad. I still think Corey won that fight. And yeah, I don't think it's going to go well. I mean, he had surgery. He's been time off. He's old. He's old.
Retire.
I don't think this is going to go well for him unless he's on this magic sauce still. I don't think it's going to go well for him. And even magic sauce cannot win you a fight.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel the opposite. I think this might be the best TJ Dillashaw that we see.
Wow.
And I think it's very possible that he could win.
Wow.
But I think he has more ways to get the fight done. But Aljo is so dominant in what he does and so good at what he does that it's going to be hard to get past that, I feel.
I think Aljo's striking has got to been it's definitely got to be
weird.
Catching up. But don't you think it's catching up too?
No, I like his striking. It's super unorthodox.
Right. So like, and I'm sure it's been getting much better. Yeah, he focuses a lot on his strengths, but I'm sure his striking is. I don't think he should hang with him on the feet though. No.
I don't think he can hang with him on the feet. I think obviously he's improved,
mm-hmm.
And maybe for a couple of rounds, but TJ's a sniper, and this guy's a wrestler. Mm-hmm. So like, they know how to set up those head kicks, those tricky knees, like things that'll just catch you. So I feel like Aljo, as soon as he can, should get him down or at least clinch or make it kind of dirty. Like TJ fighting a clean fight and just striking with you is not. You
think TJ could get like a head kick knockout? You think against Aljo?
I think so.
Really?
I believe so. Just because he's a technician, like they know how to work those things, and he's great with head kicks. That's one of his best moves. But not saying that I don't think Aljo's gonna win. I think Aljo will win, but I don't think standing with him is the way.
Do you think he'll finish him?
Aljo?
Yeah.
If he gets his back, yeah. I've never seen someone survive. Maybe Piotr Jan.
Yeah, he survived.
Once he gets your back, that's rough to defend. Because he's just really strong. Like you can't get he can't break his grips pretty much.
I saw that when he flew over there, he lost like 11 pounds in like 24 hours.
Dude, he's ripped.
I was like, these weight cuts are they're not healthy.
And Aljo's like a big. Mm-hmm. He's a big bantamweight.
Right.
He gets up to like 170. He's 5'7". It's not like super short. And then I see the picture of him next to Leon. And Leon is huge, man. I never realized how big he is. He's like 6'2", and he's like he's built.
Big.
It's big dude. That's
I'm pretty
terrifying.
Sure I heard Bisbing say that he was sitting with Leon at an event once, and he was just like, he had no idea who was even sitting next to him. He's like, my God, Leon! Like he was just like, you're massive. Like he had no clue he just had no clue how big Leon was. Like when he isn't fighting,
it's deceiving because he cuts down a lot. And when he was younger in his career, it wasn't that big. Like he bulked up.
Wow,
he was kind of skinny early on.
I'm so excited and he's over there too. What's he doing over there?
He's Jamaican, so he's training with Aljo.
Oh,
they're getting working.
Oh.
Yeah,
I thought he was just there hanging out with Andrew Tate.
Nah, that's a plus. That's a plus. Or he might have been, because Aljo said he didn't know that Leon was coming, and he just kind of showed up.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe he was hanging out with Andrew. Yeah.
I think Andrew's also Jamaican, so.
Oh, really?
Probably.
I thought he was from like Ohio or something.
No, he's like, I think.
He has like a weird accent.
Yeah. He's not from Ohio. I think he's like
Washington.
Yeah, no, he's from like England and Chicago. His like
dad is from Chicago. He was born in Washington D.C.
Really?
Yeah, I guess that's he. I heard him talk about it once. He said like he.
Well, he is like also from the UK. That's where his like accent
grew up there, but he also grew up in the US. So he's It's like a mix of.
So he says things like Bugatti.
Bugatti. Top G. I'm the top G. We're gonna get taken down for just talking about him.
No, dude, we're gonna get clicks. We're not gonna get taken down.
Snap! I'm gonna put him on the thumbnail just because we talked about him.
You should.
Yeah.
Every video that has his name gets like the most clicks. Everybody just like he did like this interview recently with Piers Morgan, who just is the worst person ever. And
he does suck.
He's awful. And you click on him, and I was saying this the other day. It's like it's two men talking to each other, but like the way that it seems is like Piers Morgan like had a conversation with like 20, like all the people that surround him is like 20 like nagging women, and he has like no male friends, and they're like, ask him this, ask him this, ask him this, and stand up for this. And so, and this doesn't matter. It's like with everybody who Piers Morgan talks to, like whether it's like, I'm sure when he like talked to Trump, like when he talks to like Alex Jones, when he's talked to Andrew Tate, like everybody, he's just like, so why did you do that? Like, why did you? And it's just like, are you serious? Like, are we just? But
he's like super condescending about it too. It's not like he's not genuinely asking.
No, it's like, how would you actually talk to me right now if these cameras were off? Would you really sound this way?
Yeah.
He's like, that was wrong and very offensive.
Maybe it's not Piers Morgan. Maybe you just really hate British people.
You know that though. Like,
yeah.
No, it's
That's
not
what
that.
It is.
Yeah, but okay, let's say I don't like all British people. I really don't like Piers Morgan.
Especially him. Out of all the Brits.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah. What's this guy's name? The British commentator?
John Gooden.
It goes John Gooden, Piers Morgan, and then
Mark Goddard right up there too.
Just everybody from over there.
Hey, Davy Grant's safe.
I like Davy Grant.
I like all fighters, man. I'm not gonna hate on a British fighter. I mean, Dan Hardy, he's not currently a fighter, so.
Well, isn't he booked to fight Diego Sanchez?
Is that real though? Come on.
Yeah.
No,
he's
but like,
is it?
Yeah, but it's an exhibition. Like, they're not gonna like really fight.
I mean, he's in the ring, I guess. He's still taking hits to the head.
They're gonna dance.
Yeah. Nah, Diego's too insane to just dance. He's definitely gonna run forward.
He's who just fought Kevin Lee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's awesome. He's
what
definitely a fighter.
Kevin Lee, man.
Like in general, or from that last fight?
Yeah, just like he was.
I can answer this question if you want an answer.
Go for it.
He was very honest in an aerial interview, and I really think you can't like blame people like around him, but I really think he just got the way he said it in that interview that it was that he got way too into drinking.
Oh.
And my point is, if he's saying that on a radio show or a podcast that's heard by that many people, he's not letting on to how bad it really was. Does that make sense? Because like if he's willing to admit like, yeah, I drank way too much, I think he drank way too much. Like,
okay, I got you. Yeah. He's downplaying it, but yeah.
For sure. That's just my opinion though. And so I think like he's got like a lot, he's got some demons in the closet, like kind of thing. And like, I think he might just be also like, and this goes hand in hand with what I'm saying. He was the most hyped person to come in and defeat Khabib. And I think that like veering from that track, and not that he did anything wrong, but it was like, he was just talked about like he was the guy, like kind of like if a band is like, oh, you're going to be the next Beatle. Like, and then it's like, oh, next thing you know, like, wait, our song isn't even on the radio. Like that's stuff.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. And it's like it's your dream to not just be a fighter, but to be a fighter that's, a superstar. I mean, if Kevin Lee like won the belt and then like his trajectory was like leading him towards being huge and like being a household name, and like, cause he really was. And like going from that to being like, I don't know, talked about the way he started to be talked about, which like is like this almost like a meme in a way, which is not cool by any means. But that's just my opinion. I think that substance, it's been a rough road, I believe.
Yeah, I don't feel like most of the hate was warranted either for
No.
just in terms of the actual fighting. Like, if you look at who that dude fought
Mm-hmm.
kind of in a row, like he fought Tony Ferguson, prime Tony
Mm-hmm.
Ferguson.
Yeah.
He moves up to 7. He takes on Rafael dos Anjos, who was on
Mm-hmm.
a freaking streak at 170. He fights Charles Oliveira right before he becomes a champion. Like, he was taking really hard fights. And you saw when just he took a little step down in competition in the Gregor Gillespie fight, he knocked him out cold with a head kick. So he was definitely, he's not a low level fighter. He's not like
Far from it.
He's maybe a certified top 10, top 15 guy that with maybe the right coaching or getting the drinking under control, could be that guy. Who knows? I mean, he you could tell he had potential.
I think it's really difficult for a lot of these fighters when there isn't something like in the near horizon to be working towards. Like, all you're doing is training camps, and like, let's say you're, healing an injury. I think it's really hard for people to stay on like the straight path. Like, I think, yes, these are all professional athletes, but they're also fighters, and fighters have like a lot going on in their head, their past, like whatever it is. And like, and fighting is rough. Like, so, I mean, there's a lot of fighters that talk about what they do, talk about partying, drinking, whether it's smoking weed, whatever it is. But like, all of those escapes, like, cool, great, like great in moderation, great to like do like after a long, hard training day to wind down with some video games. But like, when it goes to like the next level of like, oh, this is like really like a crutch, really like just maybe distracting you, not like a not a wind down at that point, but like distracting you from hard training. Who knows? But like, I do believe that is out there, like definitely a big part of this sport, more than most.
Yeah. Well,
I would think so.
They're chasing a high all the time. Like, a lot of them say there's nothing like the feeling of winning a fight. And so, especially in a guy like Kevin Lee's situation where you're highly touted and there's all this pressure on you, and then you rack up 1, 2, 3 losses in a row.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't felt that high in a while, and you're chasing it, and it's a rough path. He changed camps a bunch of times, so it's a rough life being a fighter. If things aren't going for you, it can get dark.
John Jones says that he drank the week of every single fight.
I think that was that's like an built like to, so he has an excuse kind of, because he was so good. You don't believe that he actually did that? No. I'm saying he did do it. I'm not saying he didn't. Okay. I'm saying he did. And I think he said that he admitted to it, but he was like, it was so. Like, if he loses, he can be like, "Oh yeah, I wasn't taken seriously." It was kind of like a crutch,
Yeah. I understand.
There's a lot to maneuver when you're someone that big. I can't imagine being in his. I mean, John Jones at one point was completely untouchable, and technically he hasn't even lost yet. So, but
which
on top
is just
world.
Crazy. He's on top of the world.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. I think Kevin Lee. I hope he's doing all right though. I really do.
Yeah, because I went and checked his Instagram to see if he's posted or anything. He's kind of like, he ghosted it. But I know he's training. I saw some training clips and all that. So I think hopefully he can, make his way back or do good in Eagle FC or something. But I want to see it work out for Kevin Lee.
What sucks though about this sport is when you're not on top, you're also you're not making good money. Like, you have to be doing really well to even be making good money in the sport that you've trained your whole life for. Like, you could be on the bench in football, just injured, making a lot of money. Like, in the NBA, injured for 4 seasons, still making a lot of money. Like, that's what sucks. Like, these guys that are forgotten, like, which, I mean, there's so many fighters who we love that are just like, oh, when they're not the name of the year, it's a bummer.
I mean,
you said they're all awesome. You said he's a top 10 guy.
Yeah, I assume they paid him nicely, Eagle FC, because he still is a big name. Like, he, when he left, I think he was still ranked. So it's not like,
But is he still in Eagle, or was that like a 1-fight thing?
I'm assuming he's still with you. I don't think it was a 1-fight deal. He just hasn't got any fights. But I don't even know if they've been doing events. I haven't heard anything about it. But I actually think it's kind of cool that he ended up fighting for Eagle FC with the whole
for sure
thing.
with the whole
Kind of came full circle. He's like, we're not we don't have to beef. It's just the fight.
Well, my friend, lead us down to this third fight.
Yeah. We got Piotr Yan versus Sugar Sean O'Malley. Or as as Snoop Dogg says, he goes Sugar Shane O'Malley.
Why Sugar Shane? Why does he do that?
I don't know, from the Contender Series, like because Snoop Dogg was commentating for some reason.
Okay.
But from the Contender Series, he's called him Sugar Shane. And it's been corrected, and he just still says Sugar Shane. Snoop
Dogg was commentating when Sean O'Malley was fighting?
Yeah, they had this thing called Snoopcast. It was him and Uriah Faber were doing like commentary that you could listen to instead of the main commentary.
Really?
And it's kind of just him like, like he's not really commentating. He's just Snoop Dogg reacting.
Do you think that helped like get Sean big?
Yeah, it was a talking point.
That's interesting.
Like Snoop really liked Sean.
Huh. That's interesting because I'm sure that helped to add to his stardom.
So were you a fan when Sean came in from the Contender Series, or you hadn't been yet?
Not at all. No.
He came in with a lot of hype, dude. Like,
did he come in with hype before he like got to the Contender Series or after that fight?
There was a lot of buzz around him before the Contender Series.
For what reason though? Like
starching dudes
on the regional circuit.
Just starching dudes. He was undefeated, and he's doing it flashy. It's not like some brawls or like he's throwing spinning back kicks and flatlining people at bantamweight, which is crazy.
Yeah,
like putting people out cold. And then he came on the Contender Series, put a dude out cold. He got a walk-off KO on the Contender Series.
Did he?
Then so coming in, they're like, oh, this dude is the next. This is it. This is our next Conor kind of thing. And then the next 2 years after he came in were kind of rough. I think he got a couple drug suspensions. So he missed about 2 years of his career. He was out. He didn't fight. And then a couple years ago, he came back and he's on the streak.
He's on the sauce.
You think so?
Yeah, you just said he had drug suspensions.
No, they were like one of them was a weed thing before they made it fine.
No, the other one was actually a PED one though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it was like an adverse finding, I think.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
You think that dude's on the juice?
For sure.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, I'm a firm believer. What?
You think that like the unreasonable power for his frame?
I think it'd be hard to find a UFC fighter that hasn't taken a performance-enhancing drug at some point in their career.
Nick Diaz.
They say it though. They say everybody's on it. No, I'm just saying, like at some point, even when you're doing amateur, even when you're coming up, like that stuff sticks with you. And I've been doing these Twitch streams, and I get people on my Twitch stream just like talking about their cycles and what they do, like for gear. And these are just guys working out, like so. Yeah. Do you know what I mean, though? Like, imagine getting into a ring, fighting another dude who's coming after your head. Like,
yeah, and I think that's super wrong when they juice in the UFC. Like, if you're doing any other sport, I really don't care. There's not physical repercussions. Like,
well,
you could kill someone in there.
Yeah, but not like other sports too. Yeah, but football. I mean,
yeah,
come on.
Or maybe football because contact.
But, and I mean, look at these guys.
But there's nothing like a fight. Like, you could literally kill someone. You could put someone in a chokehold and submit them to death, basically. I would have no problem. Think you should enhance that.
I personally would have no problem with it if they just came out and said, "This is what's going on. There is no USADA. There is no like I would just be cool with everybody." Yeah, dude, just let us just tell us how it is. Like, don't put this like thing for more ads and more. Don't make it a clean sport when we know like some people are being tested like once a year and some people aren't being tested at all. Like some people are being tested like 50 times a year. Like,
well, I mean, the system is flawed, but I do believe that they should test. I'm not saying, I'm not like, oh, USADA is the greatest. Obviously, they're
for sure, but
sketchy. But
they're never going to be ahead of the drugs. Like that's what's been proved.
But you can make it better.
You can definitely make it better, but like there's mad scientists in every single sporting industry in people's basements, just coming up with the next thing that cannot be detected.
I just don't think it should be like something that's accepted. Like, oh, you can take. I think they should definitely advise against it as much as they can.
Sal, if it was said like you can take, we would see the craziest sport of all time. Right.
Yeah, but then
I'm not saying that's what it should be.
They're gonna die. Like,
People
are gonna rapidly degenerate.
Do you remember the first Spider-Man when he's in the cage fight with
Macho Man?
Yeah, it would be
You're
like
gonna
that.
die.
Hey, what are you doing up there?
I love that scene,
dude. He's huge.
I know. I didn't even know that was Macho Man until my dad told me later. Like, I just remember seeing that and I thought that was a cool character. And he was like, "Oh yeah, that's Randy Savage."
I actually didn't know either. All I knew as a kid was like that. That's what I want to be like.
Yeah, that dude's awesome. He had a sick beard. He was freaking jacked.
He was like, massive.
Yeah, I want to be like Randy Savage. True Spider-Man.
Get Jeff Novinsky on him to test him.
Give that guy a jacket. 50 clean.
Yeah, 50 clean for Macho Man Randy Savage.
So we never actually talked about the
what,
fight. Yeah, we gotta.
What's gonna happen?
I want to hear who you got first because I think you said Sean.
This is weird, man, but I'm totally going for Sean. Shocking the world. Shaka Khan. Shocking the world. No, I really am. I'm going for Sean O'Malley to shock the world. I know it's a hot take. It's tough. It's a tough one to be on. It really is because Piotr's amazing. He is the Terminator.
Yeah,
he's obviously proven of what he can do, but I think that we're gonna be shocked on Saturday.
I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked. I think if he won,
it would be like not like shocked, like obviously he could do it, you know that, but I think it would be like an exciting moment.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm just saying, I don't think from what I've seen, it's definitely not as Piotr heavy as I thought. Like, there's a lot of people going for Sean.
Yeah, because people love him though. Like the odds say Piotr's going to win every time.
I think he's going to win, Piotr.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I could see Sean doing it. And I'm definitely not counting him. I'm not like, oh yeah, Peter's definitely going to win.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think experience.
How's he going to do it? Decision? Knockout?
I think it'll go 3. I think it's going to be a really good fight, regardless of who wins. Like, that's just matchup wise, that's exciting. That's a fun striking battle. So I think it'll go all 3. I think it's even more exciting because Piotr's usually kind of like a 5-round guy that has to pick it up.
Yeah.
Now he has 3. He's gonna have to, step on the gas early and just go for it.
He could lose that first round for sure.
I don't think so. Sean kind of takes the first round too to read. I think if the most dangerous round for Piotr are the last 2.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't pick it up or he's still, because once Sean starts going, it's kind of hard to stop. So we'll see.
I think
very excited for that fight.
I think we're going to see a different Sean.
In what sense?
I mean, he's never had to actually train for something this big.
Mm-hmm.
I think the last 5 fights have been, not that he hasn't gotten hurt in them, because he's definitely gotten touched up and a lot of, he lands a significant amount more strikes than whoever he's fighting, but he definitely always has a moment in the fights where the other person starts landing some significant strikes on Sean's head.
Yeah,
I think
Chris Coutinho was hitting him.
he was. Yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot of those moments too, but I think this has probably been a different level of focus that Sean's been putting towards this. So I think that this is his moment. Like if anybody gets a moment, this is going to be his moment.
I mean, I'd imagine they're taking it serious. They haven't shown too much disrespect to Piotr's skills. They make fun of him and all that, but I think they're definitely aware of how dangerous he is.
I'm a big Tim fan at this point, man.
Really?
Even if, I think he's awesome.
I find him super annoying for some reason.
Really? I can see that too.
Yeah, I can't watch too much of them before I'm like, all right, I get it. I see the shtick here.
It is. It is annoying, but it's also pretty It's pretty fresh.
Mm.
No, I think they're fun.
We kind of mentioned this one earlier, or you mentioned it, and this is very important at lightweight. This is a guy who was about to fight Islam. This, like, you know, he was in a number one contenders match, but now he's fighting Mateusz Gamrot.
That's a rough one. That's a tough fight, man.
Yeah.
Beneil was ready to go home when he found out that Volkanovski was going to get the title shot if anything happened.
He was going to scrap his own fight?
He was like, yeah, he was pissed. He said on Submission Radio that he was pretty upset. And
I mean, I understand it, but I feel like his fight, the respect and stock that he could gain off of this fight, I think is worth just, you know, sticking to it.
If he wins this fight, it would be huge. I mean, he's the underdog. He is the underdog.
That's ridiculous.
He is the underdog against Gamrot.
I really like Mateusz Gamrot, but Beneil being an underdog is ridiculous. Dude,
Gamrot has only lost one fight in his career.
I know, but Beneil is a dog.
He's like 21
He's a
and
dog.
1. Isn't he 21 and 1?
Guram, I think, was the one who and like that was a bad decision. Let's be honest. Kutataladze.
Dude, he's a 2-time division champion, featherweight and lightweight in what's the organization? KS1 or?
I think so, yeah.
Dude, he is scary. He's a problem.
Super scary.
So who are you taking?
I really like Beneil, and I've counted him out before. I've been like, he can't win this fight,
and he does,
and he always wins that fight.
Yeah.
This is definitely one of those where like all the momentum is on Gamrot's side.
Yeah.
Because Beneil's just kind of he's getting the butt end of the stick, you know, losing his matchups, and he's never been super respected in that division either. He's kind of always been a dark horse.
Yeah, because he's not this outspoken dude. Like he's very polite and he's very just his manners. Like he's got this like I mean, he was talking the other day about how he went to Australia and how he had like all these Syrians show up just to like see him do like a seminar, and he was like, it was the first time he ever felt what like being like a star would feel like, and he had like 100 people like Syrian grandmas and grandpas like just show, and he's like, and I can never say, like he's like, part of my culture is never to say no to anybody, so like I'm on the mat like grappling and they're like, can you take a picture, can you take a picture, and he's like, yeah, part of my culture is to never say no.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a
savage
dude.
Man. I would love to see him win. I'm fully rooting for Beneil to win this fight, and I think he will win.
Okay, cool. I like that take.
Yeah,
I think Gamrot's gonna win.
I could definitely see that too, because that guy is just he's another level. If he does lose this fight, I don't think that takes him off track from anything. I think it'll just be a learning. That guy will be champion. If it's not Fiziev, it's gonna be him at some point.
Really? You think Fiziev could be it too?
Fiziev, yeah. After how he beat RDA, I know RDA is later into his career, but he never once in that fight looked like he was in trouble.
Right.
And that's against Rafael dos Anjos. You know, it's hard to make a fight look easy against that guy. And he did just that. I mean, he knocked him out pretty bad.
Yeah, I like it. I think Gamrot for the win.
Against Fiziev?
No, against Beneil this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think if he beats Beneil, that's the fight to make.
Ooh, that's
if they
good.
don't get the Justin Fiziev fight done, because I know that's in talks. But
dude, I would prefer Gamrot versus Fiziev. Like that matters more to me.
Yeah, because like Justin and Fiziev would just be a fun one, but I don't. Justin's position in the division is kind of weird right now, and like I don't think he's in a rush to come back. I don't really think he's too excited.
Dustin beats Poirier versus Gaethje.
You said Dustin beats Poirier? What do you mean?
No. Is that what I said?
Well, yeah.
Is that what I just said?
That's kind of deep, bro. Like he beats himself? I mean, Jesus.
Dustin beats Chandler. Poirier beats Chandler. And then Poirier versus Gaethje.
The rematch?
Yeah, we all want it.
I could see that, and then you do that early 2023.
Yeah, I would like that. See, that means more to me than putting Gaethje against a Fiziev or.
But then, how long does Poirier want to, sit there taking top 55 fights? Like I know he talked about welterweight. I know he talked about retiring. So is that a smart fight to take on Justin Gaethje?
I think they're big fights. They're big paydays. Everybody wants to be there. They get headline an arena. It's just good.
That is good. I think he would win that fight again. Dustin, yeah.
I think so too.
I wouldn't mind seeing that fight.
Yeah,
that's a fun one.
It's good for everybody's stock.
Yeah,
you could sell some hot sauce. You could
sell some hot sauce. Bro, did you see the clip of DC? I think maybe we talked about it, but DC instigating Chandler and Poirier.
That was funny, man. That was pretty funny. I did like that. I watched that.
It was weird.
It was so uncomfortable.
It was super weird. Like DC he was super instigating because I don't think there was much.
Dude, you know firsthand. You spoke one-on-one with the man.
He's got a way with words, huh?
He is a as Miley Cyrus said, he came in like a wrecking ball. He is tough.
He basically said my name enough until like I just agreed with his point. He's like, come on, Sal, come on, Sal. He's like, okay, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
He's like not even paying attention. He was like pumping gas,
getting in his car. Yeah. Mr. DC, please accept me.
Yeah, he's like,
but yeah,
yeah,
that guy. Fun. That was fun. So to start the main card, got another great fight. Caitlin Chukagian and Manon, I think. Manon Fiorot. Caitlin is in a very tricky position right now.
Yeah, she's so good too.
She's kind of in like a Robert Whittaker. I'm forgetting who the Colby Covington kind of situation where like you're A1, but there's one who's like just a little bit above you. And so that she's just beating everybody.
Right.
But no one wants to see that rematch with Shevchenko.
Was that bad? Like, what happened in that fight?
Oh, she just got outclassed. Like, she couldn't do anything to Valentina.
But you don't think she's made improvements? Like, I feel like her last few fights have been really good.
She has. I just think Valentina's too fast.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I don't think she's going to win. I like Caitlin. I like her fights, but I don't think she's going to win this weekend. I think Manon is a special.
I think she is too. Like, I think she'd be a good fight for Valentina.
That's a super fun fight. I would, see, what's tricky right now with that division is you don't know if Amanda and Valentina is going to happen.
Right.
Because they're kind of working around it, that they're not really being clear. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how many people want to see the Tyler Santos rematch.
I do.
I think you should do Manon Fiorot versus Tyler Santos if she beats Caitlin, and then winner fights Valentina.
I like that. I'm not even arguing that.
Valentina just has to sit out for a little bit.
Or go fight Amanda.
That's what I think they should do. I don't know why they're so hesitant to book that. Like, what else does Amanda have to fight?
I think I'll tell you why. Because in women's MMA, having two that they can go back and forth of like, oh, she's the GOAT, is a good thing. If they fight again and like one gets beaten badly, it's going to ruin that whole thing of like, oh, they're both the best at any given moment. They're just in a different division. I think that's why.
Yeah, but you're telling me you wouldn't want to, oh my God.
I wouldn't
want it to have seen GSP versus Anderson Silva. Like, you don't want to see those GOAT matchups?
No. I do. The UFC doesn't want it. They care so much about their stardom, like about these stars that are in the divisions. Like, they can't have like an Izzy lose to, I mean, even Izzy losing to John would have been bad for one of the guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Izzy losing to Jan did kind of drop his stock. People are like, all right, you're not.
No. Izzy being a snooze fest is what has dropped his stock. That's the only thing.
After he came back, he was I'm saying, like, it's just
he did.
It got worse
Literally,
and worse. Like, he lost, and then now you're just.
Dude, he came back after that and then just put us all to sleep.
The Vittori fight was the one after that, right?
Yeah, it was exhausting.
A stinker.
Actually, I got very good REM sleep from that fight. It was not exhausting. It was a nice reset.
Yeah. You recovered 100% that night.
Yeah.
But who do you have? Fiorot, you said?
I think she's gonna win. I think she is gonna win, but I think Ketlin could surprise us. I really do.
Yeah, I know one thing. If Caitlin's winning, it's by decision.
She tends to do that.
Every single fight. I don't think she's ever had a finish. It's impressive.
That can't be true, though.
Let me see. Oh, okay. Sorry. She has 2. But I'm not seeing anything recent.
Did you have fun watching the card this weekend?
This was a great card last weekend.
I didn't even. I wasn't there, right?
You didn't get to watch it back? You just skipped it?
I was at Meshuggah.
Oh, dum. How was that? Terrifying?
I gotta tell you, yes. Sal, I've been to some shows. I've been to some metal shows. I've been to some very over-the-top prog metal shows. Like, these guys are on such another level that it's truly so much to take in while it's happening. Like, it is an overwhelming experience of experts doing something that they wrote together, playing what they wrote together perfectly. Dude, it's upsetting. It is like how can anybody put this together and then execute it flawlessly live?
I know, it's crazy. I sat down on the kit the other day. I was like, let me try and learn a Meshuggah song, and I gave up about 30 seconds in. I was like, all right, that's not happening.
It was
there
really,
yet.
Man, it was amazing. Their sound is see, the thing is, it would be terrifying to somebody who doesn't open their mind to because there's a lot of people who just hear screaming and hear metal and they just be like, oh, I don't like this kind of music. But there's a huge difference of what Meshuggah does and Lamb of God, for example. Lamb of God is aggression and getting your, it's oh yeah, we're gonna this is angry, that. It's that kind of metal. We're dude, Meshuggah,
they groove.
Dude, not only do they groove, but they're channeling aliens. That is a huge difference than fist pumping anthem metal music, aggressive metal. These guys are channeling dimensions.
Bro, I saw Tool live, and
same thing.
I don't think I don't remember half of it. I was in.
You're floating.
The visuals and the what they're doing is you're
yeah.
And they don't let you bring out your phones or anything. Not that I record at shows, but it's a different energy in there. And there's so many people on tripping on things in front of you, doing weird dances and stuff.
For sure, they're lost. People can get. There's bands that if you can have the fan base that tripping whatever or not and just zoning out with whatever is going on. It is an elevating experience like no other, very much I'm sure going to church, temple, it is a spiritual event, and this was spiritual for 3,000 people watching Meshuggah. It was packed.
That's awesome.
I'm just there with Emily and 4 of my closest friends, and we are just jaws on the floor.
Does she like Meshuggah?
Dude, loves Meshuggah. Yeah, she's
awesome.
She loves metal. She is
That's awesome.
Metal is her favorite music. She loves all music. She loves chill house. She loves old 70s rock, but her favorite stuff is metalcore and metal music in general.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
She's a hardcore chickita.
Yeah. She likes the fights. She likes Meshuggah. I mean,
yeah, we'll take her.
Yeah.
For sure. No, she's cool. She's cool.
You know who I'm not taking? Bilal Muhammad against Sean Brady. That's what I'm not taking.
Really?
I have a lot of confidence in Sean Brady.
Nice,
to get
man.
this done on Saturday.
Nice.
And 95% of that is just because I'm not a very big fan of Bilal Muhammad.
Didn't you predict that Vicente Luque was going to knock him out?
He made me look bad to all of our fans, all of our 4 fans. I felt really embarrassed. But I think Sean Brady can get it done.
You don't think
Especially
Habib
because Paul Felder's in the commentary booth.
Yeah, but Bilal has Habib in his corner.
Habib, I mean, how long has he been training with him?
Yeah.
It's not that long.
I don't think it's going to do anything for him. I think Sean Brady.
This week he trained with him.
Yeah. We met on a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's essentially a long ceremony kind of.
They did like a telemarketing call. Yeah, they did like a Zoom call. He's like,
I've had dudes come to the gym I train at and do seminars and for the same amount of time that he's trained with Khabib, and I'm not picking anything up. I mean, come on.
Yeah, so
not to compare myself to the level of Muhammad, obviously.
No, you're making a bold call out right now.
Yeah.
You are Bilal's next fight.
285. Let's do it in London.
That'd be good.
I got your name.
I'll be in your corner too if you want.
Yeah, for sure.
He's going for the single leg, so
just scream like wild things that have nothing to do with the fight.
Mashed potatoes.
I have a call next Thursday. It's like, what? What does this have to do with my opponent?
Give him the mashuga.
You just start playing guitar in the corner.
Bleed.
Yeah,
bleed.
You bring Meshuggah in the corner, and they're just playing live.
You want some beardish, feetish men?
That would be pretty fire to have music. I think you talked about this music during the fights, or somebody talked about it.
Like while they're fighting, you got music going on in the arena,
kind of like a movie.
Just for us or for them too?
And play it in the arena, and you hear it on the bar. Like imagine Leon's fight with Kamaru, and they're playing the Rocky theme or something like that.
Damn, you don't think that'd be distracting?
They can't hear it.
You don't think so?
No. Okay, again, this is just off of experience that I've had, so I don't know if it's true. And I'm sure it's different on a high level, but when I've competed jiu-jitsu, your ears clog up from pressure because you're grappling and all that, so you literally do not hear anything.
Interesting.
For me, at least, I don't know.
I know
some guys hear their coaches and stuff.
Was that when you were fighting Gordon Ryan?
Yeah, I tapped him quick.
Nice.
Nice. He learned from me.
For sure.
And then I slapped him in the face after. It's real disrespectful.
Go back to Danaher.
Yeah. Do you know Mikey Musumeci, or have you heard of him?
Dude, that's the guy who eats nothing but pasta and pizza.
I love that dude.
Dude, I love pasta and pizza, so he's cool with me.
That's all he eats. That dude trains 10 hours a day and then eats 2 pounds of pasta. He's
awesome,
ripped.
man. Yeah. I mean, you can do that though. I mean, you can if you're training all day and you're eating that at night, and also it's what he's doing. I think the brand and he's making his own pizzas also every night, so he's not it's not like he's picking up from Papa John's.
No, and that's his meal. That's his only meal every day.
Yeah, and a nice
one giant ass meal at the end,
and a dessert of some acai, I believe.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Have you had acai before?
Yeah, dude, it's so refreshing.
It's delicious. I love it.
I love
some honey.
Dude, I love things that are refreshing.
Yeah.
I could go for a smoothie right now.
Ooh, a smoothie. Smoothies
I'll just have a glass of water. It's okay.
Yeah.
I got
compromise.
I got a wedding on Sunday.
It's I could take a Mountain Dew right now,
but I gotta fit in my pants.
You got
It's
you
the
got
pleats.
suited? You got tailored for a suit?
I did. I got suited. Yeah, man, I got a suit. I haven't. I needed a new suit anyway. Just for life, for going to the movies and
going to watch Minions 2. You gotta come correct, you know.
Yeah, you can find me watching Cars.
Yeah. I watch every Fast and Furious premiere with a 3-piece suit on.
No, I've been honestly, man, I wasn't even gonna get married, but I was watching all these Andrew Tate videos, and I figured I needed a new suit.
Yeah.
Not to go full circle,
Yeah.
but we know, but you know, we needed the Bugatti and we needed a new suit. But so then I asked Emily to marry me once I bought the suit.
Right. You need the suit first, and then.
Of course.
I don't know if this is like confidential information, but you went with the bow tie, or you going with a tie? You going John Gooden?
I think I'm just going with the tie. It's not like a tux. It's just I'm just gonna go with the tie. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No John Gooden.
Yeah.
Screw John Gooden and his bow ties.
Yeah, I got the haircut, which is nice.
I know. I noticed that the other. I forgot to bring it up.
You didn't say anything, man. I was like,
I know. I saw it 2 episodes, and I wrote it down. I put Jared haircut and points to talk about.
I got 10 inches cut off in 4 different places that I was able to donate to Wigs for Kids.
That's awesome.
Which was really cool. And they sent me they sent me a thank you in the mail, and they actually sent me a T-shirt, which was really awesome because like.
That's cool.
Honestly, dude, this was my goal. Like even when I started, when COVID started, and I was like, all right, I'm not getting a haircut. And then like 3 years like was going, and I've always wanted to grow my hair long to be able to like donate it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it got to that point where I was like, okay, wedding's coming up. Let's see if it's at that length. And I was able to donate it over 10 inches in like 4 different places. And dude, they sent me this shirt. I'm like opening it up, and I turned to Emily, and I'm just like, this feels like it could be my hair that they sent back.
It's the worst shirt in the world.
I'm like, no. It was before I opened it. Like, it was just the package. I was like, if this is my hair, I'm going to be so pissed.
They rejected it?
Yeah, I was going to be so upset if they rejected my hair.
Sir, it's not healthy enough.
Yeah, we found drugs in this, sir. Yeah. And if I opened it, and then I opened it, and there was a T-shirt, and I was like, this is awesome.
Like, we tested it and found you ate an absurd amount of birthday cake over the last 2 months. We cannot accept this hair.
Yeah.
Here's a shirt for your troubles.
It just says, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah. Even more disrespectful.
Yeah. But no, I was.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
why didn't you go with the Andrew Tate? Why not go skin bald?
Someday. Until it
completely bald.
I have to become a chess master first.
Oh, okay.
Your
father has to become a chess master. I don't understand. Is his dad actually a chess master?
Yeah.
Or is that like a bit?
No, not a bit. Not a bit at all. His dad was like, I believe his dad is like the greatest chess master, the greatest black chess master of all time.
For real? Of all time?
Yeah, dude. He is like,
no way.
Dude, straight up, he was in the CIA. Not a bit.
Well, not a bit according to him, or is like this is real information?
Yeah, what do you mean not a bit according to him? Right? This is like Wikipedia.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
Wikipedia.
And this man doesn't need bits.
Okay, he was the 72nd highest rated player in the U.S.
That's really good.
And among the top 2,000 active players in the world.
That's really good.
Okay.
Do you know how hard chess is?
Very hard. I tried like once.
Yeah, and you're good at a lot of things. Think about that. Think about how good you are at a lot of things that most people can't tap into, and how hard chess is.
Yeah. And yeah.
He said he said that his dad would
I agree.
you're like, I can't disagree with you at all. That's a very good point.
Cannot play chess. Yeah.
No, but he would say that his dad would be like in the kitchen, just like beating him at chess from like a different room, and he could play like 4 different boards at the same time.
Maybe that's why he's so troubled. He got beat so badly at chess that it crumbled him early. It all stems from that.
Yeah.
Do you want to go through the rest of this card? Because it is still pretty stacked in the prelims. It's they got like a fight night level card.
So we're both going Sean Brady.
I'm going Sean Brady. Yeah.
Cool. I'm going both Sean's on this card.
I'm on the Sean Brady hype train.
I'm on the Sean train on this card.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could go through it quick.
Okay, cool. Mahmoud Muradov, and Kyle
Borrello.
Borrello.
Yeah, he's good, man. I think he's really good.
Super good.
Yeah.
Didn't look great last fight, but he was also facing, I think it's Petrosian.
Yeah.
Which is, that guy's good too. I got Kyle.
I got the other guy, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I've seen him before. It's definitely familiar. Yeah, I'm just looking at last loss was to Gerald Mearshart. And no disrespect, but I also believe in Kyle's submission game. So I think he'll get it done. Get her done.
Yeah.
Volkan Ozdemir, Nikita Krylov.
This one's easy for me.
Yeah. Well, which direction is it easy? Because
No. Well, now that you said yeah, I want to know what you're going to say.
Nikita Krylov.
Yeah, he's going to win.
Yeah. Nothing impressive from Volkan last fight.
No, it wasn't good.
Very impressive from Nikita, though.
Yeah, and Nikita was going to be... And I think he was doing really well also in the Paul Craig fight, except, got a little tangled.
Didn't he get tapped with like 1 second left or something? Was that him?
No. This was like the two London cards ago. I think it was also in the first round, but he was still hurting him before that triangle.
Nah, dude. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And Paul kind of just pulled it out of nowhere. Yeah. I like Nikita.
I do too.
Yeah, I got him. And I like Volkan too, but Nikita's really fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why, because he's fast. Zubaira, these names, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tukagov versus Lucas Almeida. I am on a heavy Lucas Almeida hype train as well.
Nice. That's cool.
Last fight was incredibly impressive. That dude
he's got power.
Oh, yeah. And he took out Mike Trizano, who is putting a little streak together at 45. It's looking nice. And your debut?
Yeah.
I've seen Zubaira before, too.
He's good.
Yeah. Who you got on this one?
Zubaira. I'm going to go against you on all of these.
Yeah.
Because, man, when we're sitting together, we're going to have to get some tension in the room.
Right. The stakes are higher.
Yeah.
You could call me out on the spot for my horrible pick.
Yeah, I want to ruin the weekend with the tension between us.
We start arguing in the middle of the fight.
Yeah.
Hey, TJ was winning.
Get out of my house.
We just missed the whole wedding over a fight dispute.
Your dad's still coming though.
Yeah, just him. We'll leave.
We're still cool.
Bakar.
I mean, that guy's gonna win. Come on.
Abubakar Nurmagomedov.
That guy's obviously gonna win.
Yeah, but he's fighting another of two. He's fighting Omar Gadziev.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, this changes it up.
Yeah, there's two of them now.
There's two.
I'm going with Abubakar.
I am too, because that name is awesome.
Yeah, Abubakar.
Abubakar.
And he's got the Nurmagomedov on the.
Yeah, that helps. That really helps. That last name is beautiful.
Nurmagomedov.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't say it for the longest time.
Yeah, me neither.
I was going like Nurmagomedov, like
Nurmagomedov. Bro, the funniest one is when Francis Ngannou got into the UFC and they were calling him Ngannou. Francis Ngannou was what they first called him.
Interesting.
Yeah, sometimes they're off. Which I don't blame them. They're weird names, but
I can do it now. Nurmagomedov. I can. It feels so good to be able to like actually like not have to think about it.
Or like Joanna. Joanna took me a while. Young Jacek.
Yeah, Young Jacek.
Young Jacek. There's a couple that I'm proud that I've learned.
Mm-hmm. No, you're pretty good, man.
They're hard. Speaking of this guy, we just talked about him. Armin Petrosian is fighting AJ Dobson. I gotta go Armin.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
That next level kickboxing.
Yeah.
He's big at middleweight. That dude could like definitely fight at 205. I don't know how he's making middleweight.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Petrosian. We'll stick with that one together.
Okay. Got some common ground.
Yeah.
And then the Patty the Batty hater got Muhammad Mokayev and Malcolm Gordon. I didn't understand the beef with Patty.
Dude, I really like Patty. Have you listened to his podcast at all?
No, he has his own podcast?
He has his own now. He's had a few people on there. He had Tito Ortiz on there. And
nice.
then just recently, man, he had Marlon Vera.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
He had a little Cheeto action, and that was really cool. Like they were just being really very real together. It was very fun.
Yeah, Cheeto's the best, man.
He
I
is.
love Cheeto.
Yeah.
You know what really made me like Patty the Batty is I was watching him on the Steve-O podcast.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how he just, when he was younger, he was like 14, he used to be on forums and stuff and do like YouTube videos about fight picks and all that. So it was kind of cool that like,
yeah.
And he said that he would tell the forums like, I'm going to be in the UFC. And then later on, once he made it, they all reached out and like, oh my God, you actually made it. And so it was cool seeing that there's some kind of common ground and like, he was a fan first. So that made me connect to him a little more.
The funniest part about listening to him and Cheeto was like Patty would say something and Cheeto would literally not be able to understand Patty.
Yeah.
Like
it's hard.
Like, it's
you got to listen like very intently to understand.
He's speaking English and Cheeto's like, could you repeat that?
Yeah. You know, I think I'm a little better at it just because of listening to Darren for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
But listening to Scouser is hard.
Dude, they sound insane.
I know, it's awesome. I want to have a Scouser accent. It seems fun.
It's definitely fun.
They get to just say lad a lot. Like, you know, I want to use the same word.
You know, it's fun when they come over here. That's when it's fun, is when you have that accent like around a bunch of Americans. Then you're like, oh my, like people are just like, you know, they're like,
yeah,
they think it's like really sexy and like whatnot.
It's exotic.
Yeah. But when you're over there and you're just like blending in, like you just all
everyone sounds like that.
Yeah, you all sound just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like the birds in Finding Nemo. They're like, mine. Is that they all sound exactly the same.
Yeah,
I remember.
What?
Or what's that?
Oh, I was gonna say I'm going Makayev, by the way.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Makayev. That's an easy dub, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah. And then starting the night is Carol Rosa and Lena Landsberg. I thought Lena Landsberg was cut.
That's what I'm saying. Carol Rosa is going to win.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer on this one.
Lena's tough, though, so that should be a good fight.
Who's the 19-year-old? There's a 19-year-old fighting in this fight.
In that fight or on the card?
No. On this card. Is that
19.
It's a tough fight,
I know Muhammad's young, but I don't know.
No. It's closer to the main card. I think it was the first one you said that was after Sean Brady's fight.
Mahmoud Muradov?
I think it's him. Look it up.
That guy's 19. He has 25 fights.
Look it up.
No.
Look it up.
19-year-old.
I think it's him.
Yeah, Hasbullah.
It is?
No.
Oh.
Yamamoto Nishikawa. You know what? The UFC website did me dirty again.
What do you mean?
It is not even showing that fight.
No way.
It's just not showing fights that are on the card.
Oh.
I just don't learn, huh?
You just need a MyBookie account.
Yeah, I'm going to SureDog. SureDog is always trusty.
Yeah.
SureDog doesn't have it here. That fight might be off then.
Interesting.
Maybe, but yes, Yamamoto Nishikawa is 19.
Is 19, and who's he fighting? We didn't do that prediction.
Well, because it doesn't look like it's on the card.
Oh,
I don't think. Maybe he got called off.
So we're just talking about a random 19-year-old.
Well, no, he was booked on the card, and then it looks like. Okay, yeah, Yamamoto Nishikawa out of UFC 280 due to contractual issue.
What?
Yamamoto Nishikawa will no longer be on the UFC 280 card, according to reports. The Japanese welterweight apparently had a pre-existing contract with another promotion.
What a waste of time for me to bring that up.
Well, I mean, I guess it was a storyline. Would have been nice. I'm sure they'll figure that out.
Hey, speaking of storyline, one that I heard today, Charles got his vision back with a little eye surgery.
No way.
I swear, dude.
Oh, no.
It's know.
Over.
Dude, I was thinking.
Over.
Okay, so I had a few takes on this. I was like, okay, it's over. Nobody's going to be able to touch him. Other thing, it's new. It could change some things up in a bad way for him. What if he's more timid to go right into the fire because he's seeing it in front of him?
I don't see any way it doesn't help him.
For sure, but those are just my thoughts. Those are my thoughts.
Those are just your thoughts. I can't bash on your thoughts.
You can, though. I allow you to. It's fine.
You know, today's actually, I think it's his birthday today.
Really?
October 17th. Today's the 17th.
Is it really?
Oh, yesterday was his birthday. Sorry.
Happy birthday to you. Don't I have a beautiful, soulful Charles Oliveira voice?
Yeah.
I think that's what he would sound like singing to himself.
I feel like it'd be way faster.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, like another level of speed speaking Portuguese. Very impressive.
It's his native language, though. Is it really that impressive?
Yeah, just because I've never heard anyone else speak Portuguese that fast. It's like, because it seems like a more complex language. Mm. There's a lot of things to say per word.
Do you know what's a complex language?
Russian?
Do you want to know another one?
Sure.
Meshuggah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, awesome. That is a language that is hard to comprehend.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think one of my life goals is to just learn one of their songs.
That's a life goal. There's some that aren't even like that physically taxing. Like it's not like you have to be like the fastest at double bass to be able to play some of them. Like you just have to like literally be able to understand what they're thinking rhythmically.
Yeah, a lot of it is the timing stuff is confusing.
Yeah.
They'll do it in 24/8 or some make up freaking time signatures.
Yeah. You can do it though. I mean, you got plenty of time. You got that youthful energy.
I got another 90 years to figure it out.
You're what we like to call a sponge.
Ah.
You're going to just absorb the information.
Yeah. Well, I got to say, I'm incredibly excited that we're going to get to watch this card together. And
me too.
I can't wait.
Dude, are we going to get on stage together on Friday is the real question. Are we going to jam?
Who knows? I think so, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Break into a Meshuggah song. Prank you real quick. Like, I've been working on it, bro.
Dude, they can't even play
stuff with my hands.
They can't play Bleed live anymore.
Yeah, I think you told me it was too intense or something like that.
It's too much, which is funny because we were like saying like, oh, they keep Bleed out of the set list because it's just too much physically. And then we were watching like the other songs that they were playing, and we all just turned to each other and we just go, they decide to not play it. They totally could do it.
Yeah, maybe it's because that's like their most famous.
So yeah, they're over it. Yeah, they're just over it, which is crazy because like everybody loves that song so much. But like, what's so funny is I'm not like, it's not like I could go around singing a bunch of Meshuggah songs. Like, I mean,
I don't know the lyrics.
Right. But dude, it's so funny because none of us were like, oh, it would have been great if they played Bleed. It didn't matter at all that they didn't play it. It was so awesome.
Did they play Stenga?
I don't know their names of their songs, honestly.
It's that one. It was dun, dun, dun,
yeah. Oh,
dun,
yeah.
Dun,
yeah.
Dun.
Yeah. 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 They actually opened with that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
They set the mood.
Yeah. No, it was.
Well, shout out to Meshuggah.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
I heard Andrew Tate listens to a lot of Meshuggah.
For real?
No.
I was like, let's get him on the pod. I mean, Jesus.
Do you know
What
Andrew
don't we
Tate?
have in common?
Do you know Andrew Tate actually has music released?
Really?
100%. That's not a
Would
joke.
you like to listen to it to end
Dude,
this podcast?
I have listened to it. I really, because I heard he had like some songs that he's produced and rapped on, and I was like, I actually asked the Alexa at my mom's house. I was like, Alexa, play Andrew Tate, and it was like shuffling songs by Andrew Tate, and it was just like, dude, literally songs like these not horrible hip hop songs like that basically have his life message put into lyrical content and some bit of melody. And it's like,
Wow.
you know, fun pop, hip hop, rap, whatever, done in probably really nice studios. So it doesn't even sound half bad. And like, there was a lot of songs. Like, it wasn't like one just playing over and over again. Like, I kept going, okay, next. And it was just all a bunch of songs that were clearly him because they sounded like a dude from, you know, Washington, D.C. in the UK.
Well, I don't think there's any way we don't go out to one of his songs. So I'm gonna cue it up here. Yeah.
Are we gonna do a fantasy fight of the week or just go right?
Oh yeah. Let's get into that. Let's get in here. Let me hit you with the drum roll. You know.
My fantasy fight of the week is Salvador Garcia versus myself while we're watching UFC 280 on the couch to a huge disagreement that leaves me flipping the couch while he's sitting on it, landing some heavy ground and pound, and just, yeah, that's it. I think your dad's going to have to pull me off of you. Something crazy is going to happen.
This is because
little Papa Bear step in action. I don't even know. It could be like
it's like you're rooting for Bilal Muhammad and I just lose it.
It honestly might be a disagreement over like a commercial.
Right.
Yeah, just something completely like unrelated to the fight.
I don't really like the Aflac duck. I don't get it. And you're just like, well, I like the Aflac duck.
You're gonna be like, I miss Gilbert Gottfried. He was better at it. And I was like, but he was a racist. He got canceled.
He's dead. You can't say that. He's dead. And then just
did you hear what he said about the tsunami joke?
Yeah. Just arguing about Gilbert Gottfried's legacy in the middle of UFC 2.
Yeah, that's what I got for the week.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you really threw a curveball there.
And may I say, book it.
That one had some oomph to it. You seem very excited to hit me over Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah. Good. Tread lightly, my friend. Tread lightly.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think for my fantasy matchup,
give yourself a drum roll, please.
Oh yeah.
Or do you want me to?
Yeah.
You want me to give you one? Here.
Oh, live drum roll. Let's see.
We'll get this run. We'll get this one coming up right now.
Eventually, we'll have a drum. Oh.
My phone was on the snare. Here we go.
My fantasy fight or matchup.
Yes.
Oh, let me try that again. My fantasy matchup is Bilal Muhammad versus Andrew Tate. Book it.
What's going to happen in that fight? I think it's a kickboxer versus a wrestler. I like that.
Kickboxing domination, bro. I'm talking spinning heel kicks, just, elbows straight to the dome. I mean,
so you're talking.
I don't even know if they can do elbows.
Dude, so Tate's going to win this.
Oh, dude. Like, easy work, light work, And he's going to just, play chess over his dead body or something like that. Yeah, he's going to start rapping.
Dude, he could. He really could.
He could.
Yeah, I mean, we're about to find out that he can.
I know.
Well, dude, this has been fun.
Yeah.
Very fun, and I'm looking forward to this weekend more than most weekends, I will say.
Me too. I'm very excited. You want to go right into this?
Yeah, play us out.
Let's play us out. Thank you guys for tuning. Oh.
What?
Can you hear that?
No.
Oh man, look at this. It's just they don't want us to succeed. They don't want us to Yeah.
Give us the goods.
Let's go. Skip ads. We don't want ads. We just want some Andrew Tate.
Give us. Oh. Here we go.
Thank you guys for tuning into this episode of A Fighting Chance. My
We
name
will
is Sal
talk soon.
Garcia.
My name is Jared Hara, and this is Andrew Tate. Ooh.
And thank you for tuning in.
TV.